Our newest presenter, Alex Smyth, recently moved from Ontario to Alberta and has been learning a lot about his new home province.
Alex, who enjoys the outdoors, wanted to escape the city and explore the wildlife in the region.
He hit the road and traveled 2 hours north to Amisk Lake, where he met up with local expert, 86-year-old naturalist and wildlife filmmaker Albert Karvonen.
Albert showed Alex some of the seasonal highlights of Alberta's boreal forests.
We're standing in front of a sign that says that this land is a conservation site, so it was conserved by you and your wife.
It's protected for future generations and anybody can walk in. So how about we go for a walk today?
Sounds good. Let's go. Albert, there's a sign up here that says foot access only. What's that for?
Well, this is the beginning of the conservation site. Pirko and I have dedicated 145 acres and there are no off-road vehicles in it.
Oh, okay.
No
So
snowmobiles, no quads and so on.
ATVs
That's a wonderful thing for the public, to get them to enjoy nature by using these trails. So this trail that we're going to follow is part of the nature trail here on the conservation site.
Oh, wow. Lead on. Now, what species of trees are there all in here?
Well, this is black poplar or balsam poplar.
Okay.
Most of the trees here are white poplar or trembling aspen.
And so when it comes to beavers and animals like that, are there certain trees that they prefer more than others?
Well, the beavers prefer the trembling aspen or the white poplar.
Oh, okay. Albert, I see there's a bright orange flower up here. What is that?
That's the western wood lily. This attracts many, many different insects. For instance, like butterflies, certain kinds of butterflies. This is about, I'd say, half a meter tall, eh?
Yeah, and it has 6 bright orange petals on the top of it.
Insects find it very, very attractive, as you can see.
I can
pretty
tell
bright.
there's a lot of mosquitoes flying around us.
Alex.
Yeah.
This berry is called bunchberry, and it's a very important food item for a lot of the birds of the forest, and maybe some of the smaller carnivores too, like deer mice and squirrels.
They're beautiful. It's a bright orangey red color.
These berries are pretty small. I would say smaller than a green pea. You would like to taste one, Alex?
Sure. Let's try it.
I guarantee you won't die because I see the birds eating them.
That's the important thing. So, alrighty, cheers.
Actually, a touch of sweetness there, isn't there?
Yeah, a bit. It's not bad.
This is one of the most common flowers of the boreal forest. It's the common fireweed. Fireweed gets its name from the fact that when you have fires in the forest, the first plant to come out often is the fireweed. But look at these purple colors. The bees do an important job in the forest. They pollinate.
They're beautiful flowers. They truly stand out in this lush forest of green.
The plant itself actually is quite robust. It stands almost shoulder high. Oh, look, some strawberries.
Oh, wow.
Wild strawberries, another important fruit of the boreal forest. And these berries are no bigger than a large pea.
Yeah.
They're very rich, very nutritious. Many people, like the pioneers, like my mother and others, they picked these and they made jam out of them.
Hey, Albert, what's that beside the strawberries?
This is a non-green plant.
Okay.
As you know, mushrooms, fungi, cannot produce green material.
Oh.
They don't have the process photosynthesis. It relies on dead plant material. In fact, a good place to look for mushrooms is on an old log that's decaying.
It's kind of a very stocky white stem on it and a pretty bright orange cap.
This orange cap here is almost the size of a walnut.
Albert introduced me to some of the other berries of the boreal forest, like the high bush cranberry, white baneberry, and red currant before heading to the goshawk nest.
We're going to go towards the nest, but we need little protection. That's for you.
Okay, great, thank you. So what do we do with these branches then? So
you just hold them above your head. It could hit you with the talons, like a dive bomber, and throw out the talons and maybe get you on the face. Well, they'll be able to get your beard, eh? The thing to remember about approaching a goshawk's nest is, and she's sitting on eggs, and she'll dive bomb you. Okay, Alex, I'm going to point the nest out to you here.
Sure.
It's pretty close here. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. That was the sound of the young northern goshawk. Now, the goshawk is a permanent resident of the northern forest, or the boreal forest. They feed almost entirely on small birds in the summertime, and in the winter, of course, they'll feed on squirrels and ruffed grouse and so on. But you notice how the nest is in the crotch of the tree. That's about 25 meters above the ground. It's quite high. The nest is made mostly of small branches, twigs. Alex, that was quite a find. I get pretty excited.
I wish we could have spotted the goshawks today, but it was exciting to hear them. Thanks for introducing me to Alberta's boreal forests.
That was really fascinating. I feel like I learned a lot, not to mention the fact that I now know what a young goshawk sounds like.
Yeah, it's not something you hear every day, is it? I honestly would just love to walk around and eat all those wild berries.
Me too. Albert was a great guide. I love the way he described the different plants and animals, and it's no wonder he's such an expert. He hikes 5 to 10 kilometers a day, and when it's too snowy, he puts on his cross-country skis.
That's amazing. And you know what? I heard the mosquitoes were out in full force during their visit.
I'm sure Albert is used to them, but Alex, not so much. Lucky for us, we get to join Alex and Albert again on ATW as they go for a canoe trip on Amisk Lake and explore more of the sights and sounds of northern Alberta.